Good morning. Today I'm going to make an old family recipe. Actually, it's going to be today and tomorrow because I'm going to soak all of my peppers and onions overnight. So I have this cooking blender. I don't want to cook with it, but I do want to grind. And so I'm going to try Okay, so I'm working on my bell peppers and I decided to change it up a little. I'm going to work on some jalapenos. So all I have to do is cut the tops off, cut it down the middle. I'm going to pull out the membrane and I'm saving those seeds. It's one jalapeno. Two. Okay, so I've chopped up all of the bell peppers, the jalapenos. Now it's time to grind my onions up. I need 3 pounds. I've got here, I used about 10 bell peppers and I used a half dozen plus pretty large jalapenos. So, onions are next. Okay, so I have ground up 3 pounds of onions, about 10 bell peppers, and jalapenos. So now I'm going to put this in the fridge overnight, but first I'm going to add to it a 1/4 cup of salt. Now it seems like a lot of salt, but you would never know it's in there. So I'm going to stir this up. I'm going to put it in a smaller bowl. I'm going to cover it and put it in the fridge overnight. Then it will get nice and juicy and the flavors get all melded together. All right. Perfect. All right. So I will come back to this tomorrow. Tomorrow I will grind up all of my pears. I've got about a bushel. The fumes are getting pretty bad. Got about a bushel of pears, so I'll come back to that tomorrow and then I'll cook it and then I'll get it canned. Good morning. So I got up early and I'm back on top of my pear relish. And so I have my greens, all my peppers and onions in this bowl. You would have to see how beautifully green it is. It's gorgeous. So that sat in the fridge overnight, and now I am peeling partly peeling. I'm peeling about half of each pear just in strips and then chopping it into small pieces, just like this, and then putting it into my blender. And with this blender, what you have to do is just kind of pulse it. Because then it will fall back down. Just pulse it until it's the right consistency. I think that's it. A little bit more. I've got some chunks left. Ugh. These are so beautiful. I mean, to me, I've eaten so much of this pear relish. We always had it. All right, it's done. So, lift it off, take your lid off. All right, so now I'm just going to continue pulsing my pears and peeling my pears and just cutting them up. It's easier just to do this by hand with a little knife to me. Make sure you don't leave any paper stickers. Here I've got one. Take that off. Now see, I'm just partially peeling. And that's perfect. So now I'm going to continue to chop and pulse. Okay, so I have all of my pears ground up, and what I have is about an equal amount of pears to my peppers. So I've added already, I'm finding a few lumps, I've added already my 3 cups of white vinegar. Now what I need is 3 cups of sugar. All right, 3 cups of sugar. Stir it up. And what I also need is a teaspoon of turmeric. So I've got turmeric. I have never used it before. All right, perfect. All right, so I'm going to stir up the pears and get the sugar and the turmeric incorporated. These are beautiful. They are perfect. And this pear relish is a good blend of salt, vinegar, sugar, peppers, and then the sweetness, the little bit of sweetness you get from the pears. It's beautiful. So what I have now is, I'm going to try it. That's so good. So I have a a great big bowl, you guys. This is a Pampered Chef bowl. Now, I have my hot peppers, and I mixed in with them the 3 cups of vinegar. So they've been soaking in this for a while. So I'm going to pour it all together. There is no turning back. Stir it all up, and I'm going to boil this for 5 minutes, but I don't have a pot this big that I want to use, so I'm going to separate it into batches and boil my jars. And I'm going to be at this for a lot of hours to come, so I'll come back and show you how it works. Okay, so this is what that cooking blender can do. So I have made Pear Relish. It took me 2 days, a few hours each day, and I ground up all of my peppers, all of my pears, onions, everything in the cooking blender. I boiled the mixture for just 5 minutes, boiled the jars, put it in. So it's done. So I'm excited. Everyone in my family will be happy, and I'll see y'all next time.